I am on the following page. It says 6.2, paying into retirement. So if you find that in your book, this will help you tremendously. All right. So there's a couple of the terms. N, this is basically number of months. PV is previous value. FV is called your future value. P/Y and C/Y, for the most part, they're just going to always be equal to 12. Once you plug one as 12, the other one will go as 12. I is the interest. Keep as percent. Payment. And then end. And then I think we have everything there. All right. So let's take a little imaginary trip. Okay? Y'all are coming up on pretty soon graduating. It is very possible you might get some money for graduation, and it might be a nice amount of money. Okay? I don't know. But, so first thing I need you to do, turn the calculators on that you have. Still with me? Still need a calculator. I think there's two more up on my desk behind the computer sitting there. Is there two? Max, is there still two calculators back there behind my computer? Yeah. Yep. Cool. Now there's one. Is that right now? Cool. All right. So calculator's on, yes? All right. So I need you to click the APPS button. It's red up on mine. Find the APPS. And it's going to take you to something that looks like that. Did you find it? And we're going to try and go slow, so make sure you stick with us. There's one left behind there. There you go. Turn it on and hit APPS. Okay. Being that we're talking about money, I bet you finance is where we're going next. Okay. So we're going to go to finance, and it's going to take you to this, and then we want something called the TVM solver, which is also number 1. Okay. Now mine already has pre-slug stuff in there, but don't worry about that. So let's take us on a little adventure. Let's say you do get some money after graduating high school. You know, that Aunt Edna who never had kids and you're the favorite niece or nephew. You know the aunt I'm talking about? Let's say your aunt decides to give you $1,000. Okay? So, and you just move your arrows up and down to each of the things. So Aunt Edna gave you $1,000, but you got plenty of other money, so you're going to take Aunt Edna's money. And you also know that during your college or your next couple of years, you're going to have a few payments of, I don't know, let's say you're going to put $100 a month away. Okay? But what we're going to do, and I just saw this the other day. I found a CD, a cash deposit, or certificate of deposit for 5.5%. So they're coming up. So let's say you are going from 18 years old, and you're just going to do this until you're 30. So 18 to 30 is 12 years, agree? And there are 12 months in the year. So that's 144 months that you're putting the original $1,000 in, okay? And then you're going to, every month from here on out, put $100 in, okay? So we have the 144, the 5.5% interest. The $1,000 was our payment of $1,000. The P/Y, if it doesn't say 12 already, Move your arrows down and make sure those say 12. Okay? And 144 months after you've graduated from high school puts you right around the age of 30 years old. At age 30, what kinds of things happen? Perhaps you decide you get married. Maybe so you can get married before that. I don't know. But what I want to do is I want to figure out what this future value is. Okay, I want to figure out this future value. So before I do that future value, or actually let's do that. I'm going to hit alpha. I'm going to go down to future value, and I'm going to make the alpha with the blinking A on the screen. Okay, so I want that future value. So I'm going to go alpha, and I'm going to hit enter. And so this original $1,000 gift I got from Aunt Edna, and I put $100 away, and I get to 30 years old, I realize I just have now in this account $18,399.98. 99 cents, actually. Okay, so how much did I really put in? So $18,399. I'm going to turn around that to $18,400. Okay, so $18,400. This is when I'm 30, or you're 30 years old. Okay, so let's think about this. We had $1,000 we put into this account. Okay, we put $100 for how many months? 144. So far into this account, you've put yourself $15,440 of your own money in, or Aunt Edna's, and you wound up with $18,400 in this account. So that's 0, that's 6, that becomes a 3, that's a 9, that becomes a 7. So you put your hard-earned money into this, and you actually got yourself close to $3,000 of interest. Okay? Now, some people say, well, that's not really a lot. Some people might say, dude, that's an extra $3,000 that you didn't realize you had. Okay? So this particular solver on the calculator can do all kinds of things for you. So let's take a look at it says solving for the future value. You invest $100 each pay period for the next 10 years. If you're paid every other week and your investment earns you 6% compounded every pay period, how much will you have at the end of a 10-year period? So let's go back to our TVM solver, and we're going to start changing some things. We'll start up with the N. So if you get paid every other week, there's 52 weeks in a year. That's 26 payments for 10 years. Okay, so you have 260 payments that you're going to put in. It says it's going to earn 6% interest. Notice I did not change this 6% to 0.06. It's compounded every pay period. Good. And you're just going to put your previous value was 0. You started with nothing, but you're going to put $100 in. So now I want to go down to future value. Hit alpha, enter. So your 26 payments of $100 each, so $26,000 that you've put in after 10 years is $53,148.61. Okay? That's real money. Okay, now, so some of the things that you have to look out for on these types of things. If you then go ahead and collect this money out, you've basically paid taxes on the original money you put in, but you didn't pay taxes on the interest you made. So let's talk about a couple of things, a couple of options that if you are thinking about doing things like this. A lot of times these are called IRAs. Okay? So there's the traditional, and there is the Roth. And let me tell you what the difference between the two are. Okay, traditional, all money makes interest. Okay, the downfall, pay tax on what you owe or what you made. Okay, the Roth, you pay taxes up front. And no matter how much the Roth IRA makes, you don't. So the upside is you don't pay when you take out. Now, I can't tell you which one is the better of the two. I have heard a lot of people say, dude, you should go into the Roth because you have no idea what taxes are going to be in the future. That's true. Okay? But the thing is, when you're first starting out, if you're putting money in and every 30% of the money you're putting in, so if you're putting $100 in, 30 of it's going to pay taxes, so you're only paying $70 each time, even though you're investing 100. So is that 70 going to grow as rapidly as if you were able to put the $100 in? And I just don't know what the better thing is. And what we could do is, why don't we just take a look at that situation, the exact same situation we just looked at. So if I did a traditional IRA on our, oops, that's not what I want to go to. If I did a traditional IRA on that, 53, somebody have a notebook, write this down real quick? Or are you on, is everyone on the screen? If so, do you have that number right there? Okay. So this account is at 53 what? 148? In which I put 100 times $100. That's 260. Okay, so that means you put $26,000 in. And will someone do me a favor? 53,148 minus 26,000. Tell me what you get. What is 53,148 minus 26,000? Anybody? Not all at once. So 27,148. All right. So, oops, that's kind of in there. All right. So basically on this one IRA that we just did, you're going to have to pay taxes on $27,148. What are the future tax values going to be? I don't know. Okay? But let's say I took the exact same scenario. But I have to change this 100 to negative 70. I'm making a payment there. And then I have a future value. I mean, basically that 70, you are investing 100 and you're paying about $30 in taxes every $100 you have to do. Okay, so so that takes it to 37,204. And the thing is, you invested 26,000 into this. Yes, it was a lesser amount, but you paid the federal government on the taxes on this. 402. So my friends, oops. Would you rather walk away with $11,204 that you didn't have to pay taxes on, or would you rather walk away with $27,148 that you have to pay taxes on? I mean, it's a roll of the dice. It really is, because let's say things in the future get really, really cruddy, and all of a sudden they are improving taxes through the roof, where we're at a 55% tax rate now. It might have been better to stay with the Roth. You would have had more money in the long run. Are you willing to make that gamble to see, will taxes be relatively the same, or are they going to be far worse? I don't know what the answer is. It's an emotional gamble. Okay. Now, of course, if you wanted to protect yourself, saying, I want my Roth to be a higher amount of money, that means you have to put more money in. Now, are you willing to put, say, $126 each paycheck in, so you're getting basically $100 put into your Roth, so you can get to the $27,148, because that's less money in the long run. You're still investing a large amount of money, but it's a game that they play. It's a roll of the dice, and I don't know which is the better of the two. I can tell you I have both a Roth and a traditional. They're worth both a nice amount of money. I would say what I would probably do in my future with my money is I would probably start taking out of my traditional first. And then once that depletes, then hit my Roth. I probably wouldn't hit my Roth first. Okay, so it really just becomes, do you want to diversify yourself enough in order to get this? Okay, all right, so now let's move to the second example. It says solving for a payment. After some thought, you decided you will need to have $200,000 available for a future children's education. You need to have money in 20 years. You make weekly payments to an annuity that pays 8.5% compounded weekly for the next 20 years. Okay. So let's go up to the top of this. We have 20 years. We have 20 years. We want to make weekly payments. So there's 52 weeks in the year. If you multiply it, that means you're going to make 1,040 payments. You found that this annuity earns 8.5%. We don't know how much our payment's going to be. Our previous value, we started with nothing. We're going to start making payments, but I know I want to get my amount to $200,000. Okay, how much is each payment going to be? So I'm going to go up to the payment. I'm going to hit alpha solve. Whoops. I made a mistake. Oh, I think I see it. So this is money paying to me. So I'm going to go negative 200,000. I think that'll work. Go alpha solve there. My payment's off. Because I can assure you it's just not 92 cents each week that you're putting away. Where did I make a mistake? Previous value 8.5. Oh, there's my mistake. Payments per year. I'm way off. payments per year is, I'm doing every week, so that should be 52. If that changes 52, bottom one changes 52, and that should help us. I hope. There you go. So in order for you to have 52 equal payments each year for the next 20 years, you're going to have to put away $73.20 every week in this 8.5% account to make sure you got 200,000 bucks for your kids. Okay? And that could also work in other things, saying, how would that work for us? And then solving for how long if I want an annuity to be worth $1 million. I come down here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I want $1 million. How long would I have to invest? $10 each day. Oh, $10 each day. I'm going to make that negative 10. $10 each day. So payments per year, there's 365 days in a year. Who was that? And you guys let him get away with that? I thought you all had my back. Oh. Was it a freshman that closed the door?
I didn't see it was the demon.
It was a dean?
No, the demon.
Oh, demon. Oh. All right. So with this, I should be able to come up here and solve this. Alpha enter. Whew. So this comes out to 13,700 payments you have to make. Okay, so let's get out of this 13,700. We said we did it every day. So basically it's going to take you 37 and a half years to get your, if you put a daily investment of $10 in. I would bet you majority of you could satisfy $10 a day just on your Starbucks habits. It's like, Mom, Dad, I'm quitting Starbucks. Keep giving me money for Starbucks. I'm investing it. Stirp showed me how to make $1 million. Deal? All right. So this is not that tough to do. So just play around with it. I want to give you some time in class because obviously you have calculators that I've lent you for a few minutes. Unless you have your own calculator, then you're set. So why don't we take a look at 6.2 worksheet number 1. And why don't you try number 1 and number 2? And we'll go over that tomorrow.